Sun lights up the path again.
Let's have another join.
It's your boy. Don't mind if I just take a nap, do you? You don't mind if I take a nap? Okay, good. Okay. What's in it? I don't know. Why not open her up? Okay, later, friends. So... Ooh, hey, hold it there, Buccarino. Hold it right there, pal. Okay. Oh. Oh! Hey! What are you? Hey! What, you just feel like I hadn't had a jump scare in a while? Circle out of here for the Green Meadows. What? Okay. I'll take a nap again. Ooh. Need to find a way. What?
One app with infinite possibilities.
What? Act 3, big fun. What? Oh.
Funny.
Huh.
What? Oh. Hi? Bye. Need to look around. Do I? What about this dude? What do I need to look around for? What do I need to look around for? What? Okay, I'm gonna go look around, I guess. Hi, am I supposed to avoid you? I feel like I might be supposed to avoid you, so I'm gonna avoid you. Who left a bolt cutter on a swing? Need to run the attraction. Oh, do I? Oh, is that what oh, well, I'm doomed. What? Lexine, does this make any sense to you? Think real hard. Think harder. Harder! Let me know when you get any conclusions. Did your brain explode? Missing fuse, okay. So somewhere here there's a fuse. You can't see me. You can't see me. Okay, so you can avoid him. Let me see what this mannequin has. You got something for me? You got anything for me? A knife? I'll take that. Hell yeah, a knife. But now what do I do with the knife? Do I kill the clown? Do I murder the clown? Is it murder? Yes. It's the only way. Murder. Oh. Something besides murder. That boy, his name was Peter, was special. I would never hurt him. He was lonely like me. The man he called his father was a monster. I wanted to save him from this world. Okay, but did you though? Did you though? I used to go to this park with my dad, but after that incident I never went back there. My life is full of tragedy and sorrow, the likes of which you could never comprehend. Woe is me and all my ilk. My life is pain. Hello. I brought friends for him and brought a lot of toys and food. I wanted to be a real father to him. He shouldn't have felt bad, and he was happy. I did everything for this. The other kids were misbehaving, and I had to calm them down. I don't understand why they call me a maniac. Kids love clowns. Yeah, okay. Sure. Whatever you say, buddy. Okay, so... what is this? The boy who disappeared 6 days ago was found by local residents. He was discovered in an abandoned hut outside the city, near the park. According to the boy, he was kidnapped by a man dressed as a clown when he was on a holiday with his father. Okay, sure. I lived in a cage for 6 days. I have 2 other children with me, but I was the only one who survived. At home, I began to have nightmares. Then I learned to control sleep. I try to forget about those days. One of those things definitely correlates with all of the others. But where do I go? What do I do? How do I escape the clown? How, really? How do I do it? Oh, here. Oh, my God. Okay, thank you. I see. Okay, that should have been a bit more clear, maybe. But I thought it had something to do with that. Okay, so I have a fuse so I can run this thing so I can get bolt cutters to cut the locks off of that box and then have a real good time with whatever's in the box. And that's what I'm here for. You'll never find me. You better not be coming over here. Oh, you asshole. Don't. Don't even think about it. You stuck. Oh, he's not stuck. Okay, come on. You stuck, you stupid clown. Stupid clown. Man, this ride is not safe for children. Or adults, for that matter. Alright, get me out of this hellhole! Ka-snap! Ka-pop! Someone in there? Hey, Mom! Ma, a dark secret. Okay. Alright, Ma. Ma, you gonna be mad at me if I do something, Ma? Hey, it's my bedroom, Ma. Hey, look, it's my bedroom. Hey, look, it's the clown. Hey, look, okay, yeah, throw those away. Yeah, that'll show them. Alright, Ma! Need to make a trap for the monster here. Need to find a bell and a rope. What? Are you the monster, Ma? I'm guessing you're the monster? Okay. Uh-oh. I have to continue hunting the monster? Okay. I get it. He will be able to find a way out if he follows against the black darkness. Okay? Follow against the black darkness. A rope! I found a rope. Okay. Oh boy, that's not good. I think I saw Belle in my mother's room. Did you? I didn't see jack shit. I saw nothing. You know what really happened? Do you still have nightmares? At the shelter, my nightmares stopped. I couldn't stop thinking that I had killed my mother. I've lived with this pain, this guilt, all my life. Now I found out that it was runaway psychos who killed my real parents when I was very young, took over our lives. Was me? Was runaway psychos? How did you know that?
What else should I watch? What else should I watch on YouTube? No.
See where the big bets were.
Fuck off, ads.
Quickly, precious folks, may help. Hurry up. Who vacation, I come home, and maybe I'm living under a rock, but there was government released and approved UFO sightings. What? Okay, so for everyone who was like me who has not heard about this freaking thing, there apparently was a bunch of UFO sightings that were forcibly released from the government that verifies UFO sightings, that they're real, the things that like we cannot explain, we've seen with our own eyes and have footage of. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Holy crap.
The government have been hiding this for years.
Alright guys, so about a year
Now
ago, I
it's
did a video
too
on top five
late.
UFO sightings, because in 2020, there were 3 UFO leaked videos that have been going around since
They have to admit
confirmed. Now we're going to be talking
aliens
today
are
is
real.
not only leaked videos that became confirmed, but new released footage of UFOs that has never been seen before coming out this month. I don't know, I just figured this would be a bigger deal or something to anybody. I feel like I would have heard about this, but oh well. I'm hearing about it now, and we're going to look at these UFOs together.
The government is corrupt.
Like, makes you look
They don't want you to know the
in
truth.
January 2021, former President Donald Trump signed a huge funding bill, and alongside that, it was signed that in 180 days, so 6 months, the U.S. intelligence would be forced to tell Congress about UFOs. Like, whatever they know, are we in danger, all this stuff, because apparently, just like I did a video on last year, there's a bunch of Navy pilots coming out to the public and the media saying, yo guys, there are freaking UFOs around, y'all need to know about this. And so a bunch of lawyers got involved, a bunch of lawmakers, everything, and saying yo, should we be worried about this? All these Navy guys are saying there's UFOs. So basically, Trump was like, all right, well, you got 6 months, get your story straight, and then you're going public. Guess what? It's 6 months from now, here we are. So in this report, they were forced to identify any potential national security threats or anything they knew about the already reported and leaked videos back in 2017, I think they were released. So during the 6-month period, the former director of national intelligence came forward in an interview and said, guys, there are a lot more sightings than there have been made public. Like, a lot. So then again, I also think that would be a big deal. Much bigger than it was to me. I feel like someone should have told me. So we're gonna go over a couple things. 2019, there was a bunch of UFOs that were surrounding and harassing U.S. warships. In 2020, I talked about this in my last video, so we'll go over it very briefly, but there was a bunch of videos that the Pentagon officially released that the Navy had leaked a long time ago. Those were confirmed. Then we're gonna get to the insane part that April 2021, the Pentagon officially admits to UFO sightings that might be dangerous. Boom, boom, boom. Let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing that the Pentagon released, and again, this is all new information. In 2019, just off the coast of California, so freaking down the street, a bunch of mysterious flying objects were reportedly harassing 3 U.S. warships. And apparently one of these UFOs was matching the exact same speed and direction wherever they turned for an hour and a half. They were just watching this thing out in the air, not like a glimpse. All these videos, all these UFO things that are happening are glimpses, or a shooting star, or 2-3 seconds and then it dips. This was 90 minutes following it directly. And it didn't stop there. For 3 full days, these warships were being followed, harassed, buzzed around by these UFOs. For days. That's not even close to whatever's been reported on ever. Seconds, or max 1 minute of UFO sighting before, but this is days. What? So one of the warships was called the USS Kidd, and at one point they said there was 6 of these UFOs just surrounding this thing, going back and forth, and you can just see them in the air. It's not like a glimpse, or not like a picture, or not like a fuzzy thing in the sky. You can see that these things are just surrounding. But here is the crazy part. So right after this, the warship actually contacted the nearest cruise ship, which is the Carnival Imagination. It's just a cruise line that was right next to it. And they said, yo, were these from you? Were there drones? Was there anything about it? And the crew said that not only were the drones not theirs at all, they had no recollection of that, but they could also see 5 or 6 flying around these Navy destroyers as well. So it's not just some radar thing with the Navy. Even miles away, you can look up above this thing and there's things surrounding this Navy ship. What? That's the closest we've ever come to aliens ever. Holy. And so you gotta think, okay, back in 2019, it's been a while since this happened. What went on? Obviously, this had to be big news. And yeah, it was a big deal. So the Navy ended up launching a bunch of investigations with the FBI, the Coast Guard, and they ended up, after months of looking around and trying to figure out what this could possibly be, still having no answers. There's no leads, there's no logs of anything that could have been in the air around that time. Super weird. Okay. Okay, so for number 2, last year in April, the Pentagon officially released those 3 UFO videos that were leaked back in like 2004. I did a whole video on just those 3, so if you want to go check that out, link in the description, but I'm going to go over it very briefly. So basically, 3 videos were all on like infrared cameras and radars from the Navy and the Air Force were leaked, and in the videos you can visibly see these very weird objects that are flying unlike anything else. In 2 of the videos you can hear the audio of the pilot looking at it and being like, what is this? Like, I have no idea, because there's like cylinder shaped, it doesn't look like any sort of aircraft, and the way that it's moving is extremely fast. Here's what the pilot said about like his UFO sighting. He's like, as I got close to it, it would rapidly accelerate to the south and then disappear in less than 2 seconds. Super abrupt. It was like a ping pong ball bouncing off a wall. Like, it would like hit and go the other way, which is not possible for something going that fast. Like, I don't know if you guys know how fast those like aircrafts go, but that would not be humanly possible for something to just like go so fast and then immediately change direction without any like, he said there was no visual of any like propeller or propulsion by any sort. So like, how or what made this object move so rapidly? I don't know, super weird, but if you want to see those full videos, check it out. There's a whole video there. Let's go. Alright guys, here we go. This is April 2021. Just a few months ago, the Pentagon literally had a meeting and ended up admitting and confirming a UFO sighting that is actually very scary. I just ended up reading about this during my research, but I decided not to watch the video so that I could react to it right now. But let me just give you a little bit of backstory. Okay, so the Pentagon admitted that a U.S. Navy destroyer, in fact, captured this night vision footage of a mysterious flashing object flying above it and another warship for an extended period of time. And they also confirmed that it was recorded by personnel aboard the USS Russell, meaning that it is verified footage. This isn't altered, this isn't made up by some random filmmaker, this is real. So I'm about to watch it, but apparently there are 3 like little faint orbs that are seen just kind of like floating and like basically stalking this warship, and also there's this floating triangular object also looking like some spacecraft thing. So it's looking like all the goddamn movies. I don't know how this isn't fake, but it is verified by the goddamn Pentagon, so it's real. Let's look.
4 reasons to use HMA VPN. HMA VPN encrypts your data to keep it secure.
This was uploaded by a guy named Jeremy Corbell. Let's check this out. Alright, shocking footage shows a U.S. Navy destroyer filming what appears to be a pyramid-shaped UFO zipping across the sky. It's literally a blinking triangle. This now viral clip was leaked to a film director, Jeremy Corbell, who was able to then verify the authenticity. Pentagon officials have since admitted the footage was taken by U.S. Navy personnel. Oh my god. Yeah, you can see not only all the orbs, but then obviously the main thing is not only this is just a freaking triangle in the sky, but it's blinking. It's like flashing. Super weird. So it follows up by saying Corbell, the dude that's verifying this video, said that this spherical craft was suspected to be a transmedium vehicle. Transmedium like being like between 2 things, aka UFO, transportation device, aliens, I don't know. And it was observed. They watched it descend into the water without destruction. So it wasn't like it came crashing down and blew up or anything. It just went straight into the water. And then they actually went after it to try to find this like craft, but they couldn't find it, and they even got a submarine to go look for it, and nothing was found. It was so suspicious that it ended up going to the Office of Naval Intelligence, being on this huge classified discussion on May 1st, 2020. Now, the Pentagon spokesperson basically just came out and made a statement. She basically came out and said, in order to maintain like security and to avoid that like all of our enemies don't know where our fly zones are and Navy ships are, she can't discuss like exact locations or details of the reports. I call BS. That's stupid. I think they're just waiting for a longer time to really figure out what this is before going to the public. So there you have it. Literally a double sighting back in 2019 of 5 to 6 UFOs surrounding U.S. aircraft carriers. In 2021 reported that they saw a triangle-shaped flashing UFO circling and then going down into the water to not be found ever. This is like so bizarre to me. After looking into this and researching a little more, it just truly doesn't make sense to me anymore how we wouldn't be the only things in this universe. Like, obviously, there's a lot to go and a lot of
Universe is big as fuck. Universe is big.
There's gotta be UFOs. Like, this is
We have not discovered, you know, most of the galaxy. Like ocean. We have not discovered much ocean yet.
moved on. But speaking of video,
We haven't discovered half of the ocean.
and I know I say this a lot, but this has got to be one of the scariest things I've ever seen. I don't know how this is not more viral. Maybe it is, and I just live under a rock. But like, what is this video?
So yeah, you know, the universe is a big place. Like the ocean is big. We have not discovered half of it.
Because however your noodle skadoosh
We have only discovered a little bit of it. Not all of it.
It's getting out of hand. I just don't know what to do with them. I sometimes put them up on the top of my head now. We're going downhill fast, and I need a savior. So tweet me some links or something like that. I need new glasses. Let's go, guys. But today we're gonna be doing something a little bit different. I love spaghetti, especially when I don't have to go through it myself. But something that I've never reviewed before is dash cam footage. The things that people just capture while they're not trying to capture anything is honestly the scariest part of them all. Because it's like legitimate things that just happen in your life on main roads. You're not going to abandoned asylums. You're not out in the middle of the woods. Like, these things just happen. How? I don't know. Some of the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life. Let's just get that straight. This one was truly blowing my mind when I'm researching. So holy crap, let's get into it. First one's up. When I say I screamed, holy titty milk, I mean it. Literally, this made me look at the screen and be like, what am I watching? This first video is a police dash cam. You can see it from the watermark and everything like that. And that means, obviously, it's not just some random dude who's trying to stage a video. This was legit, and this is a car chase, and this was on the news. Now, here is why it's unlike any car chase ever. So it starts off, you know, you're on your main road or whatever, and then randomly, the car starts swerving. Now, like, why, if you're trying to get away from something, then are you just like randomly swerving? I don't know. But in the midst of swerving back and forth, immediately the car goes completely missing. Like, they can't find it. How is it possible that this car is swerving back and forth and then you just can't find it? Luckily, a few minutes later, the cops do find this car and they continue to follow him. Now, that is not why this thing is weird. So immediately when he comes back onto the road after swerving and they catch him again, he goes like way faster than these police cars like possibly could have imagined. Like, this is a random like old sedan. It just flew off and skidded its tires off of like a road, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's got 120 mile an hour landing speed. Like, what the fuck? Where did that come from? We don't know. Again, not the weird part. So it skirted all the way into the woods. Yeah, okay. He starts swerving again. He's doing his magical trick. He's going through platform 9 3/4. I don't know that reference, I'm sorry. Now, he skids once, he skirts it twice, and then he goes straight. Cop car turns towards where this car goes. It is flying through the woods. But through the smoke, once everything clears, there's a fence there. The cop pulls all the way up to the fence, and the fence is completely intact. Somehow, and this is a full-fledged fence across this entire street, there's no way you could go around it on either side. This car went through a fence, did not damage the fence, and then the cops could not catch him. To this day, the cops have no idea how the car got from the main road through a fence off into the woods, never to be seen again. What? This is not like it's on a TV show. This is not like it's some like random kid that was gonna be fake or something like that. Literally, this is the police camera capturing this. So weird. Anyway, let's move on. Alright guys, number 4 on the list starts in the middle of a country back road. You know, who doesn't love, you know, driving out in the middle of the night, out into the country road alone? Nothing can go wrong. It never, ever goes wrong. This stuff has levels. Like, it just keeps getting scarier out of nowhere. So this car goes ramming around a corner, and then boom, there's some freaking dude with a suitcase, full-on tugs, right there, and the dude's like, huh? And starts running the other way, like he's like in trouble or something. Like, wait, why is there a dude in a suit out in the middle of nowhere at 3 a.m.? What? That's super weird. And then you see like 2 seconds later, there is another guy in the same suit with the same suitcase with him. What is going on? This is in the middle of nowhere. Why are you at a business meeting? I feel like you're not going to get much done. Where is their Wi-Fi? These are the questions. Now here's where I have even more questions. It's when they freaking run back to where they came from. Watch this. They're running back, and then boom, what the fuck? There's like 50 of them. Holy shit, how many are there? There are so many people in the exact same top hat, suit, and suitcase. Why do they have umbrellas too? It ain't raining. You're not confusing anybody, except for me. I am confused. Now, if you thought that was not weird enough, and I don't know how, because this is probably one of the weirdest videos I've ever seen in my life. These people start boogieing, like popping and weaving and dancing and woo, and they're like, hey, what's up, man? What's up, man? I'm like, who are you dancing for, and what is this freaking ritual thing you're doing? Because after they dance, you can see the guy move the dash cam a little to show what's behind them, and that's the creepiest part. You see in the back, there is another man in a suit out in this field alone burning something. What? I don't even know at this point. Why is there a group of men in suits having a Bennett meeting, and then out in the middle of the field, this dude is like doing some satanic ritual or some cult-like thing? Who's burning out there, or what is burning out there? That is my question. If I was this dude driving, I would be really freaking scared, unless, here's my caveat, because this is probably the weirdest video I've ever seen in my life, and it is just a regular dash cam, part of me thinks that it might be fake. I don't know. That's just my take, because it is such a coincidence that this guy caught this like cult-like occurrence activity while people were still burning out in the middle of nowhere. Let me know what you guys think. Let's move on. Alright.
Look at this lad with his new toy.
So this next one is the most dangerous on the entire list, and probably has the most probability of legitimately injuring someone. This one is crazy, and I don't even know how to explain this, so maybe we just watch it. This takes place on a back road in Victoria, Australia, during a windstorm. So just check this out. These guys are just chilling, running, and then BAM! Like, what? Oh, not even one, not two, not three. It just keeps going. The entire forest is coming down. What? The entire forest. Okay, what? I have rarely ever seen one tree fall.
Giant.
Especially on camera. But not an entire fucking forest. The entire forest just fell onto a highway when there's multiple cars going back and forth.
Giant.
What are the odds? Even if we drive it down in like one thing.
Imagine that. That's why it falls.
But what about like 20 full-blown trees? I don't know, that one's
A visible giant to fight it.
Freak accident. It's almost,
Imagine that.
like if someone told me that happened, I'd be like, yeah, whatever. But because they have that on dash cam, I'm like, holy nicks, dude. That's crazy. Alright, so number 2 takes place early in the morning. These two people are
Invisible
just on their way to work,
giants
minding their own business.
fighting
They're
each
on a
other.
very main road. It looks like a 2-lane double like highway looking thing, and there's lights and everything. You can obviously tell it's early in the morning. And then these guys come
So,
past the
yeah,
light,
most
and they see something
likely,
lying on the road. They
you
come
know,
up to a
two
boy
invisible
who's lying
giants
down in the middle of
fighting
the
each
body.
other.
So they come up to this body. Obviously, they're like, wait, what? What is that? So they come to a halt.
So,
you know,
yeah.
obviously, like, trying to check if this dude's
You know,
alright.
most
Come on,
likely
this guy's
two
like,
invisible
we don't know, maybe
giants
he's like dead, or maybe
are
he's like
fighting
in need
each
of
other.
help. But what's weird is what happens after that. He immediately pops up out of nowhere and starts going, like, what the f, dude? That's something I would do. Like, what is this guy trying to accomplish? He just immediately goes, like, what? That's so much creepier than any of this ghost shit, man. Then he comes all the way up to the car and the
I'll just
like,
shoot
go,
him.
go, go, reverse,
I'll just get out and shoot the cunt.
I'm a zombie, man. Come over here, dude. Like, what are you trying to do? This one, to me, just makes absolutely no sense. Like, what is this guy trying to accomplish? I looked into it a little more, and after the woman, like, kind of did some interviews or some reports for the police, this is what I think. I think what he was trying to do is lure someone in that was, like, by themselves, and then make them get out of the car to check if he's okay, and then he would, like, steal their car or something like that. I don't know, that's just, like, my guess. I guess it's as good as yours.
Maybe.
Like, let me know what you
That's
think.
why I would have shot him.
Why else would he fake being injured and come out and be like, it just doesn't make sense. Number 1. Alright, number 1, and I know I say this a lot, but
Kill them before they rob you.
I've ever seen. I don't know how this is.
You know what I mean?
Maybe it is, and I just live under a rock. But like, what is this video? So first, I just want to set the stage. This is a police video with a police report. So this is legitimate. This isn't some like kids pranking anything. This is at 3:41 a.m. a.m. out in the middle of nowhere again. Why? I would hate my life if I was this police officer, just like strolling up and down a road at 3 a.m. like, hey, what the fuck is that? This police officer skirts on to the left when he sees this like little light in the distance. So he turns over and he comes up on this small little stretch of land on what looks like a girl lighting herself on fire. Let's just think about this for 1 second. There is a girl that is literally like almost naked. She's just like in her underwear out in the middle of nowhere in the pitch darkness with a fire coming up at her feet. What the fuck? That's gotta be some freaking witchcraft or something. Like, you can see how much time is passing on this police report, and it is just this fire at her feet. And she's not doing anything. She's not concerned at all, just standing right there. And then after a long, long time, she's able to just, like, turn around and stare at the police officer. Like, bish, you got a fire on your toesies. Put that shit out. Like, now. Or we gonna call you a witch. She's probably already a witch. Who the f*** is this woman? Why is she out in the middle of nowhere burning herself alive? Must be witchcraft. That's the only explanation. Unless you have another one. Then put that in the comments. I don't know about you, but I have never seen anything that bizarre. We watched some bizarre stuff, but this is like realistically bizarre. Like, now that I know that random women just sit out half naked and burn themselves alive in a forest, I feel like I can't sleep as much. You know, that's just like not a thing I wanted to know existed. And now you have to know that it existed too. But with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, all I want from you is a like and a subscribe. It takes all of 3 seconds, and it genuinely just, helps me out a lot. That would be freaking awesome if you could do that. We got a lot of really cool videos here coming soon. With that being said, maybe next...
What else do I watch?
Imagine you're in a forest. It's dark, and you're seeing a lot of trees around, and you become lost. All of a sudden, you check your phone, and you don't have any service, which is so weird, because just minutes ago, you were on TikTok watching the Sway Boys. Man, those abs. Anyway, you keep walking, but in the distance, you can hear this very faint siren sound. As you walk, it gets louder and louder. What is that? You look up to see a really large tree and wonder, how did you get so deep in the forest? You try to see what's in front of you, and you just see this weird figure that looks like Slender Man, and you start to hear the sirens again. But this time, it's just these random words being spoken, almost like a radio. And then you see the tree that's in front of you. It starts to move. What is that? It starts to chase in front of you. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that little example of Siren Head, but today's video is something I'm actually
I wonder who
stoked
wins.
about. We're going to be talking
Slenderman
about legend.
versus Siren Head.
So basically there's been this phenomenon in 2020 where another crazy Bigfoot Slenderman type style dude came up. And I know we
Who
don't
would
need
win?
that in 2020, but
Slenderman versus Siren Head.
I did not realize
They both hang around the world in the woods. So, who would win?
This is kind of a new style of video.
Slenderman or Siren Head?
Blank type of stories. The only way I know that is if you like the video. I basically go up likes
I wonder.
on the video. If you guys like it a lot, then I'll do
Slenderman
more of those.
versus Siren
The
Head.
time has finally come. The
Who
3
would
hoodie
win
is
in the
finally
fight?
out, guys. Check this out. It's tie-dye. The famous Sam Goldbach channel design. It's Halloween and spooky, but it's also freaking sick. I love the tie-dye thing. I don't know if you've been seeing it, but I've basically been wearing this every single day of my life, all of October. So now you can do. Make sure to check the link in my description because it's only available during spooky season.
I reckon
So
Slenderman will
with that
win.
being said, let's
Definitely.
get into the haunted part of this video.
Slenderman would fucking destroy Siren Head.
Which is definitely the creepiest horror story to come out of 2020. So, let's start with this.
Slenderman will get rid of Siren Head.
There's a lot of different legends and stories.
Slenderman can do many
Siren
stuff
Head itself,
what
and I've
Siren
been
Head
fascinated
can't
in
do.
Watching a ton of different videos on this. Now, through a lot of the creepy
Slenderman can teleport,
that are on YouTube,
clone
obviously,
himself.
We'll get into whether or not I think this is a real life legend or if it's kind of just something that people are making up and being spooky.
Shrink himself and make him
But
bigger.
until the end of the video, let's just say,
You know,
for fun, that this is completely real. So Siren Head definitely has a crazy look, and that's what brings a lot of the fear of his horror story. Just like Slenderman, he's long and lanky, but this guy's tall. Specifically, this weird horror creature is 40 feet tall, and his arms are so long that they go basically all the way down to the ground, which is super creepy. I don't know what it is about like the long-armed horror figures, but that just makes him so much scarier. His skin is said to be like mummified, so it's like super dry, and it looks almost like rusty metal. Which brings me to the reason why he has his name Siren Head, is his entire body, although it looks like rusted metal bones and weird mummified skin, his neck is actually just a metal pole, couple wires that are attached to 2 different sirens. And those sirens are his method of communication. Just like in Transformers, like Bumblebee communicates through like radio frequencies. A lot of Ghost equipment also says that like the energy can pass through like radio stations, radio frequencies. The legend has it that Siren Head would use those radio frequencies to communicate with his prey. And even he can interfere and tap into the radio transmissions, meaning you could literally lose service to your phone if you were out in the woods, not being able to call for any help. You see why this is getting scary. So this is where Siren Head comes into our lives. Basically, he only ever hangs out in rural areas, so in forests and like way off, like the beaten path. So his main victims are hunters, hikers, campers, those types of people. Mainly so that he can basically cut out the cell signal and you can't really call for help. And also, since he's 40 feet tall and super lanky, he blends in with the trees perfectly, especially because his body is very like rusty brown color, and he's said to be able to like basically stay still for days and blend in with the trees. So a lot of people, when they go out into the middle of the woods, even if they were to see him, they won't even realize that it's him as opposed to like a tree. The first story, and the most notable one that I was able to find, was 1966. There was a couple that went out into the middle of the desert, and on their way, they were probably weird ghost hunters. I don't know who would do this, but they were looking for abandoned graves. So they came across one and they saw this giant towering tree-looking thing with 2 sirens on top, and they thought that it was just a giant art piece that the government had not seen yet. And so they went in and reported it, obviously, like went back and forth. They kept seeing this thing. Now, it was never reported that this was actually like stayed there, so maybe the Siren Head thing, once it got seen once, left that graveyard. I don't know. The second story is way more in-depth, and again, this is just a legend that I've heard, so I don't know if it's 100% factual, but this is very, very creepy. So in 1986, there was a couple of like adventurers, I don't know, random people that hang out in the woods and look for scary videos. They heard a bunch of weird radio sounds out in the middle of the forest in the Himalayan mountains, so they went to go find the source of it. However, when these brave adventurers went out in the forest alone, great idea, kids, the closer and closer they got to the radio, obviously the more freaked out everything got, and like it started getting nightfall, and apparently those 4 people never were seen again. Now people went in to go investigate what had happened, because obviously there's a bunch of missing people. And so after this missing persons report, there was this military operation called Operation Radio, because there was all this reported ringing and alarm sounds, just like the sirens that the adventurers heard. Now these brave soldiers went into the Himalayan mountains searching for whatever was happening, and they did in fact hear the same thing. They heard this weird radio siren thing, and it got so loud the closer they were doing it that they actually had hearing loss. And whether that be just confusion, or being up in the mountains alone, or like being cold, just I don't know, natural causes or something like that, a couple of these military people died in the process of even trying to find this so-called radio thing that was in the middle of the mountains. Now part of the story is it's rumored that some of these soldiers that were out there were actually taken by some weird creature with sirens on their head. Now I don't know if the actual people got abducted by this alien figure, but it is said that between the adventurers that went into the forest and everybody who participated in Operation Radio, that 14 people had died looking for this siren head. There's been plenty of accounts and sightings that this thing actually exists, just like, like Bigfoot or Slenderman. There's a lot of people that see these things out in the open, but no one really has been able to capture actual evidence of this. So a couple years back, this guy named Trevor Henderson, he writes a lot of like creepypasta people, like characters like Slenderman, all this stuff. He came up with the term siren head and depicted this as a horror creature. Now apparently he got this based off of true stories, which is why I find it really creepy. Not only were there a lot of sightings and weird occurrences of radio frequencies causing random deaths out in the forest, but there are